So this is the 2014 Ford Fusion that I just bought from Skillman. This is one of their certified hand-picked cars that they advertised. I went and bought it last week, and I just wanted to kind of go over what I felt was wrong with the car, because I feel like I was either slightly deceived or it's hard to exactly say what happened, but there's some things I feel like need to be addressed. So I'll start going over kind of how all this started. So the car is Ford Fusion titanium, and it comes equipped with some pretty fancy features. And one of the important features of this car is the intelligent key fob. With the key fob in your pocket, you can unlock and lock the doors simply by grabbing them. Observe. So you can unlock the car, you can hear it, and you can lock it by tapping it. Now this is the driver's side. That works fine. If we go to this side of the car, well, this is the rear, same side still. I can unlock the car and lock it. Okay, that's great. Now, when I was looking at the car, the other side does not work. And I noticed this the night that I drove the car home. See, car's locked. It should be unlocking right now. Nothing. Doesn't lock. Doesn't unlock. So this is the passenger side of the car. This is the rear passenger side. Same thing. It does not work. It doesn't unlock or lock. So I bought the car on a Saturday, and I came back in on Monday to provide proof of insurance and whatnot, and I brought this up with the finance manager of the dealership. I don't remember his name, but and then also I brought it up with my salesman, but I don't really feel like the salesman is involved in this. Anyway, so this doesn't work. So when I got to the dealership to provide proof of insurance, I explained this to them. I said, hey guys, the handles, they're not working. And they told me to go take it up with the factory. So I went to Andy Moore Ford on the following Friday, or it was Saturday. It was Friday or Saturday. Anyway, so it was 4 or 5 days later. And I get to Andy Moore Ford, and I talk to a service advisor, and she comes out and looks at the car, and she tells me that she thinks the car has been in a wreck, and that's why the handles aren't working. When she told me that, I didn't really believe her, and she said she's been working on cars for 20 years, and she spotted a lot of signs to prove that this car was in a wreck. So I asked her to show me what she was talking about, and that's what I'm going to show you. So we'll start with some of the more simple signs. Very first thing she kind of pointed out to me is you can see how the paint, this silver right here, shows where there was paint work done, and it didn't really, the painting kind of missed along the edges here. I had seen that actually at the dealership, but that didn't strike me as odd in any way. Now, you can also see all along the edge of the car where clearly the door has been repainted in some way. You can see the paint chip right here, and how the paint doesn't actually go up under the plastic part along the edge. You can clearly see where the door has been repainted, or painted for the first time. It's hard to say. So you're going to see this all along the door. Now, for comparison features for the person watching this video, we'll go to the other side so you can see. And clearly, there is nothing of that sort over here. It is clearly not, there's no marks as to where it's been repainted. It's solid, it's up under the plastic. Okay, so those are the paint marks. Now all these things are happening on the right side of the car. Everything I'm going to show you, everything I've already showed you, it's all on this side. So that kind of goes to prove the point that some kind of accident happened on this side of the car. Okay, the next thing the service advisor pointed out to me was under the handles. You're not really going to be able to see this in the video, but under the handles, if you feel, you can actually see a dot there. There's little kind of speckles in the paint. Kind of pieces of dirt, if you will. And the woman told me that this is a very common sign of cars being repainted. You can see some of the speckles here. She said because new cars don't have this when they're painted at the factory. This is a sign of the door being repainted and there just being foreign debris under the paint. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side and you won't see any of that. Completely smooth, no speckles. All goes to show that this has been repainted. For whatever reason that I do not know. Oh, missed this earlier. This is on the back of the car. This is more just paint edging that shows that the panel was painted. Okay, the next thing is under the handles. Now this one's a dead giveaway. So when you pull the handle back, look at that. That is residue from, I don't know what from exactly, but I was explained that that's from just from the process of repainting and putting the handles back in. So there's some kind of residue there where work was done. It's on the passenger side again. So the other, what I just showed you right there had some residue, but this one's even worse. This has the residue and it's clearly not painted. It's clearly a silver door that has been painted to this color. So I cannot believe that this is the original door from the car. And you can even tell that there's something goofy with this handle as well. When I pull it out, there's this little area in the travel where it gets stuck. It's going to be hard for you to tell in the video because you're just going to take my word for it, but it doesn't release like a normal handle. I'll show you on the other side where it's not like that. It's just a smooth travel all the way through. Well, okay, the car's going to unlock on me, but you'll have to see that in person. Okay. So next, we will talk about under the hood. This was also pointed out to me by the service advisor at Andy Moore. Okay, so here's under the hood of the car. Nothing looks out of the ordinary at first sight, but upon closer inspection on the passenger side, as we mentioned, you can see where paint has been reapplied and you kind of miss the edge along here. Well, you can also see where we're missing rubber bushings or whatever you want to call them, grommets. This is gone. So this panel's been removed. This is how the car came. I haven't touched anything. This one's in place. I feel like this one was here because when it was put back together, they put one in here. But you can see they failed to put the other ones in. Well, my question is, why was this ever taken off? This should never have come off the car. But it's fairly obvious that it was repainted. All these panels were repainted for some reason. Most likely damage. So if we go to the other side, driver's side, you can clearly see what should be here. We're missing a bolt, some sort of protector, and we're missing these rubber locks, plastic locks, whatever they are. But they're here on this side, and there's no edging problems over here. Okay. So, at this point, I had started to become very convinced as a service manager is telling me this stuff. And nextly, she opens the car, and she's kind of looking around the door, and she's pointing stuff out to me like this right here. It just shows that the door's been repainted, or, you know, painted for the first time because it's not the original door. So this is all proof that something's happened. Well, she gets down in here and she's looking. Lo and behold, almost invisible to your eye looking down in the dealership lot, this is loose and just kind of comes off. Well, why would it do that? Well, there's only one reason why it would do that, and it's because it's cracked. You can see right here that there is cracks all along the edge. This should just be flat, touching the bottom here. There's cracks. It's not supposed to be like that. These don't lock into place because of that. So this panel has been hit, or something has happened to it. I can't say for sure, but hopefully somebody can. And that kind of blew my mind, because that tells me that the car has been hit in some way. Okay, well, further evidence that something's happened on this side of the car. This may be difficult to pick up in the video, but I will attempt to show it. So we know that the handles don't work on this side, and that there's tons of signs of things broken. Well, here in the little side compartment of your door, these Ford Fusions, it's going to be really hard to see. You see this little oval? That's where an LED light goes. That's for a lighting package, which this car was equipped with, and I'll prove that to you. Well, the light in there is either not working or there's no light in there. That tells me that when this door was replaced, or whatever was done, that people replacing it didn't put the lights back in. But this should be lit up right now, because the door's open, and the car should light this up. There's another light underneath here. It's going to be really hard to see, but there's another light under the handle here. So let's go to the driver's side and get a good look at that. Okay, I'm on the driver's side. Now check this out. Hopefully. Hey, look at that. That's a light. Back in the little compartment of the door. That came on. Well, that's awesome. That doesn't work on the other side. And under the handle, there's the other light. It's going to be hard to see because it's a little bright outside. But neither of those lights work on the other side of the car, which tells me it wasn't repaired when the repairs for whatever damage was done. So, okay. And more evidence of damage. Something I noticed is when you look at this little piece right here, it's caught my eye because it was really misaligned. This video's not going to make it look right, but this is really misaligned here. You can run your finger over and it just goes boom. It's not right. So I went to look, and this is loose. It just kind of comes up on its own and reveals the area where it's been painted. On the other side of the car, I'll show you how that's not the case. So I'm pulling on it right now. It's secured. It's not moving. Clearly under the rubber, it's not been repainted in any way. That's the original color. Okay, so I think I've identified mostly everything that was speaking out against the car. Last thing, now this is going to be really hard for the video to show, but this I'm pretty convinced of. This is the good side. The car is in the color Sunset, Ford's Sunset color, which is kind of like an orange-red color. It's kind of like a dark orange, but it has a bright, shiny quality when the sun hits it. It may look red in this video, but you'd have to have seen the color on your own to know. So that was the driver's side. This is the passenger side. If you look at it, I don't even think it's the same color. I think when they repainted this door, they used like red or maroon or something. It's not a bright red, but they used something different. Clearly here you can see where there's this rubber protector or something. I don't exactly know what this is, but you can see where underneath it, it's been repainted. On the other side of the car, you don't see that anywhere. Even when you pull this up, it's painted underneath. So I'm willing to bet that's not the real door. It's not the original door. And I bought this car as one of the hand-picked cars that they go over a whole list of things that says that this car is good to go. Well, there's a couple things on the list that I'm not convinced were actually checked. On the list of things that you guys checked was keyless entry and the key fobs. Well, that tells me that you would have checked that this had worked. Clearly it doesn't work. So the check wasn't properly done there. I may be able to, I don't know if I can show this, but there's a black layer of material inside these handles. Some way, somehow, that material is what conducts and sends the... So you can see right here, it's gone. That material is what detects the touch input and says, hey, someone's trying to unlock the car. You can see right here, it's all gone. It's been rubbed off, whatever. You can see chips of it here. So this is the side that doesn't work. This is the side that does work. Look at that. Clean. It's all there. So, I don't know what happened to those handles, but they're not right. That's anything I can think of right now. Goes to prove that this car was wrecked or damaged in some way. I'm hoping I can get this resolved. Thank you for watching.